has green lit offering in-app NFT minting, buying and selling, but the company is refusing to exempt NFTs from the App Store's 30% fee. So if you don't know, Apple has an Apple tax on in-app purchases of 30%. And should an app choose to offer an NFT, they will be taxed accordingly. Now, on top of this, Apple's in-app purchase service cannot handle crypto payments. So even if an app wanted to launch an NFT, they wouldn't be able to accept crypto. There are a few other roadblocks here for apps that want to maybe offer their audience and users a different way to getting NFTs to access their services. But we can get into that later on in the segment. Will, I'm going to pass this one off to you. Does this feel like Apple is just saying no to NFTs?
No, I don't think they're saying no to NFTs, but I do think they're saying yes to pay me more money. And that's what Apple has done with their App Store historically, right? That 30% tax has always been there, and it's always been a pain in the side of many developers. If we go back to Epic Games, which is the developer of Fortnite, they had a huge issue with Apple as well. They went to a suit with them, and they tried to take about as much information as they could about Apple's internal policies and bring them to light. And that was a huge battle between a Web2 company that just develops video games and Apple. And we see the same thing with Web3 companies that are developing NFTs and Apple. Apple has this monopoly on the market, whether you like it or not. You know, they develop everything from your software all the way to your hardware and everything in between. I'm using AirPods right now. People are integrated into Apple, and Apple can get their 30% cut if they want to or not. And so I think that's the battle for these NFT marketplaces going forward is like, if you want to have all the revenue in your own pockets and you want it to go to creators, you want it to go to artists, well, you're going to have to put up with Apple, or you're going to have to go to another platform. You're going to have to make your own phone or something like that. Shouts to Solana. You know, there's options around it, but none of them are great. So you're just sort of stuck with the status quo. We'll see what happens with the story, but my mind, I don't think anything changes for quite a while. Like even large video game makers like Epic didn't really move the needle on this because it's Apple's property. They can do with it what they want. I think here we do have a great story though, showing the battle between Web 2 and Web 3. A Web 3 version of Apple would not have this 30% royalty. There'd be options, there'd be different things around it that allows you to use a marketplace, but you can go different places in order to purchase things. A Web 2 version of Apple, you see that 30% tax you get on the top of everything. I don't know whose hand went up, but I'm going to throw it up to Zach. I want to get your take.
I saw Wendy's hands.
I want it. Okay.
You got it.
So I wanted to kind of piggyback off of what Will said, because we do have this Solana phone now. Is it going to work? Is it going to solve this problem? Maybe. But again, Solana does seem very, very centralized. I do think we will start to see, well, do you guys remember the last bear market when we had all these crypto companies that created all these cell phones, but they actually never ended up taking off? That was like the big gimmick. It was a good idea, but again, entrepreneurship is hard. Entrepreneurship is very, very hard. So hopefully we see more crypto companies. We get actually I don't even think we would get like an Ethereum based phone, just because of the actions that Vitalik has taken recently, in my personal opinion. But we do have Samsung that has talked about becoming more crypto or Web3 friendly, kind of outside of the States. But I do know that other crypto companies have tried to get on the App Store or the Google Play or whatnot, and they do have some of the same stipulations. Like they basically can take down your app whenever they feel like it. So sometimes it is a waste of time and money. But this does open the marketplace or the market share for a company to step in and say, hey, we've got this really cool Web3 phone and you don't have to pay these 30% fees. I may even be interested in switching from Apple to try something like that because I'm very interested in Web3. However, one thing I do want to let the audience know, you should be very careful doing anything crypto, Web3, NFT related on your cell phone that you carry around with every single day. You should have a second phone for that, just in case you get phished, hacked, SIM swap, etc. Zach, go ahead.
I saw Jen's hand again. I'm eyes on the hands today. Jen, you take it.
Odd man out.
Zach, you're being so nice today. Okay, to Wendy, to your point, sure, I think anyone can develop a new phone. Solana can go out and try and make a Web3 compatible phone, but where are all the users? Like Will said, I think all of us, except for Zach, Wendy, I'm not sure about you, at least Will and I are wearing AirPods right now. I am looking into a camera on a Mac. Apple has done a really great job at creating this ecosystem, embedding themselves in our lives. And for a new phone to come out there, if it doesn't connect with all of the things that I'm already using in my life, there is another hurdle that we need to overcome when it comes to like all of these other people that are not us that we want to get into Web3. Unfortunately, I still think that they're going to be wanting that iPhone for a very long time, and Apple's still going to have that stronghold. Zach, it's time for your take.
I saw Will's hand go up. Seriously, guys.
Oh my goodness.
I think, you know what I think?
Relinquish it.
How many times are
give
you
it to
going to
Zach.
punch this?
You got it. No, Will.
I got a really good dad joke. I think Zach doesn't want to take it because he's still using a Cricket or a Nokia or something like that. I'm just
He doesn't want to get sued by Apple.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take it. This reminds me of the story from last week where we talked about a few NFT marketplaces, and there's also a race to the bottom right now in listing fees, royalties. Are we going to pay these royalties to these creators? And oftentimes the marketplaces are now saying, no, we're not going to. The race to the bottom in the NFT marketplace, we're not seeing that in these other marketplaces for app stores because, like you said, it's so concentrated. It's Apple or it's Google or it's nobody else. And Apple can take that money and run with it, and they don't have to do anything about it. So I don't see anything changing here. I think it's unfortunate for NFT marketplaces. Like, this is a huge part of what they want. They want to build a wallet. They want to build an app. They want to enable NFT purchases inside of it. But that's going to be a non-starter at this point because Apple's just going to continue to get that 30% rent from everybody. Zach, I will give it to you for next story.
Last take, I'll do it quickly. Yeah, the 30% thing is not insignificant for NFT creators. That is a huge chunk of change when we're talking about like big ticket NFT purchases, right? And I think it's also probably the best talking point for a Web3 phone or marketplaces that exist off of the giant platform that is Apple in this instance, right? I think it was Anatoly from Solana saying, hey, we need a device that treats crypto as a first-class citizen, not a second-class citizen as it's being treated in Apple land and elsewhere in Web 2. Are they going to be able to seize that prize? I don't know. Can someone else do it? Maybe, but it'd be interesting if there was a third path that sought to escape some of this rent extraction from the big platforms in our lives.